It's Bigfoot right now, back on the radar at a Tampa Bay park.
He died here in 1978.
So you've got Gilbert the Ghost after you.
Gilbert the Ghost, yeah, great name.
Who are you going to call?
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else in the leprechaun say yeah?
Is something really out there? 3 more U.S. senators received a classified briefing about UFOs at the Pentagon.
Others find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff.
Oh, it's the most scariest, terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Seen in my life. Seen in my life. Seen in my life. Seen in my life.
Welcome to Mysteriousnesses. This is episode number 42, I believe. I'm your host, John J. Murray, and with me, as always, Hugh Carey and Lauren Gray.
What up?
Yes.
We're back
Welcome.
42.
for our annual podcast.
Yeah, we do it sometimes. It happens every
does
once in a
happen.
while.
We were abducted.
I'm going to turn this down a little. You guys are already louder than the sound check. Welcome back to the show. What have you guys been up to? I mean, you guys obviously are running one of the most successful comedy shows, or I wouldn't even say it's a comedy show. It's more of like a variety show, the Unholy Comedy Show. I guess you call
Yeah.
it a comedy show.
We-
now I
we-
sound like an asshole. Thanks
We've been-
a lot.
I wouldn't call it a comedy show, but
Sometimes
things
there's
happen.
laughs.
It's funny at some point. Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
Well, I mean,
there's
I think,
a lot going on. There's more than just stand-up.
I think
for
the
sure.
major attraction of the Unholy Comedy Show is you guys basically just going up there and doing cold readings. You guys do basically 45 minutes of cold readings during the entire
I know,
show.
we're
and
like,
spanking.
You
we're
don't
like
call it
sexy
that.
John Edwards.
You don't call it that, but it is cold readings.
It's
Yes.
Teresa Caputo after dark. Actually, you should do your hair up like her one time. Get the long
I
nails.
could get a wig. That would be so funny to come out that way.
Just come out with like a big gabagool.
Gabagool.
Could I eat like a big like a capricola? Not a capricola. What is it? A
Gabagool.
strombol.
A
Can I
strombol?
bring out a big old strombol?
You divine a plate of manigot.
Oh my
Well, tell
god.
us, tell us about the show real quick, so we can, just.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess it is kind of appropriate
It
for
is
this show. I
appropriate
didn't even
because
think
you
about
guys thought of this. I mean, while we're doing Mysteriousnesses, I remember, before we recorded. I remember the moment you guys invented it. It was before we recorded this show, and he was like, "We should do our own themed show, and it should be like
do remember
unholy,
that.
and it should be
No.
dark."
It wasn't unholy. It was I was given a tarot reading in your living room.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe to Brad.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course everyone had been drinking. I don't know. And then Lauren mentioned it. Lauren was the one that came up with the name
Right.
Unholy.
I guess. I mean, I was probably hammered, so one of us
It
invented
was divinely inspired.
Yeah, it was. I was channeling my higher self.
She was channeling hepatitis C.
I
Her
was
liver was
channeling
failing.
my higher and drunker self, the ghost of my liver. But
Yeah.
yeah, Unholy is fun. So we have stand up. We have like a headliner. We have features and all that stuff.
So it's stand-up comedy, audience tarot readings,
Mm-hmm.
punishments.
Yes.
And it's themed around. We were basically taking the concept of like a priest and a nun in Catholic Church, and we're
Right.
bastardizing it and making it fun. And
Yes.
there's like a bit of a kink element to it for those that are interested, even
It's
though
like
that's
a
not
old-
the underlying intention, but it's kind of turned
Yeah,
into
it's-
that.
It's like an old Catskills like joke, like a priest and a nun walk into a bar,
Yeah,
and
So there's always going to be that kind of dirty element to it, and it's we themed it out really like aesthetically kind of dark and gothy, which I was involved with the project. So
Well, yeah,
that's
you
how
started the
that's gonna
show
go.
in like a dark, like a sort of like
It was an actual it
like
looked
a
like the inside of an
chapel.
old Gothic church.
Yeah, it was like
Yes.
a Gothic
Yeah.
chapel.
And
style
then
place.
we moved it to Zubrick's Theater in St. Pete, and they have they have got millions of dollars worth of technology.
It
in
is
this place.
incredible.
I'm
It's an
afraid
actual
to-
magic theater.
the Magic Theater. I'm like afraid to walk around back there because I feel like I'm gonna trigger something and somebody's gonna chop off my fucking head or
say-
something.
We
There's
have
so
to
much
get
shit.
a $3 million insurance policy.
Because
for
somebody's
every
head could
every
get
show.
chopped off.
Well,
Yeah.
it could be because of all the equipment and everything in there.
Because if
Like,
we
that's-
damage something, then they would have
Yeah.
we'd have to reimburse.
Right.
they actually have a
them for it.
helicopter like folded up in the back.
Well, you
in
can't-
the, in
don't
the
you
back
know
seat.
how to say that?
You can't say
All right. Well, I don't want to give it away, but Newsflash.
Newsflash, it's not real magic.
Newsflash.
It's not real magic that
Listen,
they're doing.
All right, I feel because of the way that we set up the show, we do have to enter from like the magician's part of the stage, and when we're doing the show, all of their stuff is packed away, but it is back there, and so I love regular magic, like stage magic, so much.
I do. I love it too. I'm such a
The show
nerd
is
for
so
like
good.
it.
You've not
And
gone to
their
the show. You got to
is
go.
I haven't seen the
absolutely
show.
It's
phenomenal. You
fantastic.
should go.
Well, the Zubricks are like award-winning magicians, like at the Comedy Magic
Yes.
Castle in LA,
Yeah, they're-
which is like the magic mecca of the entire world.
They're
Right.
and they're great people and they're phenomenal performers. But I like have so much respect for it that when I'm backstage, I like look away like shamefully. I do.
As her tits are out.
My tits are out, but I'm treating their magic like a straight man treats nipples.
Yeah.
And I can
Make eye
assure you,
contact.
No,
Make eye
you can
contact.
see it out
There's
of the
no
corner
straight
of your
man
eye.
back there.
You
Yes.
can-
Yeah, I might have seen something, but not enough to ruin the magic. So
Well,
the
tell us when
reveal.
the next one is, because this is definitely coming out before the next show.
we have
Even
two
though
shows.
You guys have 2 shows, but I mean, I'm sure they're going to sell out.
We're doing
but-
a Friday
but
and a
maybe
Saturday.
let's talk about it just in case.
June 21st, June 22nd, we have Zach Zimmerman coming from the Comedy Cellar.
I heard he's fucking great.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He released a comedy album and it went to #1 on the Billboard
Oh,
charts.
really?
He's been on The Late Show with James Corden. He's been on After Midnight with Taylor Tomlinson.
Okay.
And he's also gay, which is nice because this is a Pride themed show. But yeah, the show's great. Come on out. It's an experience. It's immersive. You're not going to get anything else like this in this area. And Lauren and I put a lot of time and effort into making it an entire night.
Yes, and if you are
It's an
coming,
experience.
Saturday is almost completely sold out at this point. You might still be able to get a couple seats for Saturday,
Okay.
but Friday is
Friday
your
we have some
chances are
tickets.
better.
Yeah.
So get them while they're got, because we're not even a month out and they're already starting to go.
And come with all of your sinful.
Yeah.
We need to know
Yes.
all
Well,
of your
just
dirty secrets.
Tell them the website.
unholycomedyshow.com.
unholycomedyshow.com. I'm sure this will be a TikTok, and we'll sell those few remaining seats.
That'd be great.
Moving on to the show, this episode is actually going to be about new information from the Lindbergh baby kidnapping.
Ooh.
Now, that's not like a case that you think new information is going to come out about, you know?
I don't know, because I'm always worried about what's her face? Was it John Benet Ramsey or whatever? There's something new about that in the Sun every week. So.
Yeah, but I mean seems to be like mostly bullshit, and this actually seems. Who knows what the?
Didn't
John
they
Benet
say Taylor
kidnapping.
Swift is John Benet Ramsey?
But
That's-
she's
there's a
also
conspiracy
about that?
what is it? Xena.
Zena LeVay.
Yes.
Anton LaVey's
I actually
daughter.
do kind of think she might be.
I hope she is.
She looks just like.
I
her.
hope she's ensnared
She looks like her
us in
with
a-
a tan.
I hope she's got the entire country under like the deepest spell.
Yes, the deep state spell.
Yeah.
So the Lindbergh baby.
Back to
We got to.
We didn't even need an article for that
You
one.
guys, you guys. I'm telling
We
you,
get off
they have
on a
TikTok
tangent.
brain.
The
They have-
thing is we're both ADHD and you're not, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
So either get on our level of crazy or
My-
give us medicine.
My wife claims that I'm ADHD, and I got news for you guys. I took the ADHD medication, and I'm just fucking stupid. Yeah, I took it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cocaine." I was like, "I'm just high right now." I took it for like 4 days, and I was just high the entire time. I was like, "This is awesome."
Shit,
But-
I guess I need
but
to
I
get
don't
to
have-
it.
But I don't have ADHD.
I
Yeah.
guess I'm seeing a psychologist soon and take him some tests.
Yeah, I'm just dumb.
John's, I have all of my executive function. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just an idiot.
Must be nice. Hey, you can make choices though. They might not be
They're
the right
bad
one,
ones.
but you can.
I can actually make choices. I'm just dumb. Anyway, so there is new information about the Lindbergh baby kidnapping, and I thought it's really gross and it's really fucking weird. So I definitely had to share it with you guys. But
I love gross and weird.
That's my favorite thing about people. They really reveal what they think about you in the most subtle ways.
Yeah.
It's like, this is so gross, and I'm so
oh, if
glad
I see
can
something
share
gross, I immediately send it to Lauren or you.
Yeah,
If I see something incredibly offensive, I usually send it to you. And if I see something incredibly gross, I usually send it
See,
to you.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? Okay, I get to be gross, you get to be offensive, right? John is both.
I am.
And that
And I
is-
get away with it.
Yes, and that's what everyone misses because we're very open about being gross and offensive.
Yeah, no, I get away with it.
People come to us and they tell us their deep, dark internet secrets.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's just a litany of
Dr.
sins.
Pimple Popper
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here.
Oh, I can't
man.
watch that one.
I love it.
All right, you guys just found out John's Achilles heel. Send all of your Dr. Pimp, pop your blackheads and send them to John.
All right, do you want to know something really gross? So, like,
Not really. No. No one's asking for that
this is
at
like,
all.
This is like a big mystery in my life, and we're on Mysteriousnesses, so I guess we can talk about it.
I guess so.
But like, I'm scared to tell my doctor this because I feel like she's gonna be like, "That's gross."
It is.
When I watch Dr. Pimple Popper videos, and like,
No.
okay, I'm not
No.
saying I'm not. I don't get horny. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm leaving the scene right now.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that.
I
Like,
need the sound where you remember the old AAM sound when the door closes when you log off.
I'm not
John's
saying
like,
I think it looks tasty, but I do feel more like saliva
That's why I
in
had to
my
leave.
mouth when I watch this
Oh,
video.
all right,
And I've
Ed,
noticed it.
That is enough.
who wants chowder?
It's a mystery. I
Okay,
don't know why
let's
that
get into
works.
what the whole point of the show
Sorry.
was.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
not the
Now that you're
mystery-
puking in your car,
Now, not the mysteries of Lauren's psyche. We could
We-
do several
we need-
episodes on that.
we need a disclaimer. Make sure you have something to puke in for this
The
episode.
hosts of this show are mentally disturbed.
Oh well, they've already known that.
I've been wanting to tell somebody that for years.
Okay, well, I'm glad you got it off your
I'm
chest.
glad I do feel lighter now.
And in her mouth.
the
My mouth was the.
one of the big reasons I wanted to talk about the Lindbergh baby kidnapping is because the Lindbergh baby kidnapping is one of the biggest Mandela effects in the entire world.
Okay.
And so
What's
that's
the Lindbergh baby kidnapping?
you don't even know about it? You've never heard about it?
I'm not from this timeline.
Okay, so
He's not.
well, I think there is a couple of different timelines.
Not to.
Could be.
I won't get into it, but we did find that out the other day.
Really?
Yes.
That I'm not?
That you're not. Remember?
Oh yeah, because I didn't know who Imogene Heap.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is either.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, you
Sorry.
know that song.
Thank you for joining the
That
bandwagon.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing it.
No, we're
No, we're
not
not.
doing this.
So
doing
what
this.
is the Mandela effect
so
with this?
the Mandela effect is that people remember the Lindbergh baby kidnapping differently. The two major ones are that. Well, there's three. Yeah, there's three major ones.
I remember
one is
it.
real,
Yeah.
and then two are fake. But the major ones are number one, they never found the Lindbergh baby. Number two is that they found the Lindbergh baby alive and got the Lindbergh baby back. And number three is that the Lindbergh baby's body was found dead.
I remember them calling it the Lindbergh Baby Burger.
The Lindbergh baby burger baby buns?
Lindbergh Baby Burger Buns. That's what I said before the podcast. Lindbergh Baby Burger Buns.
Just like her little warm up.
So, you guys know what the Mandela effect is, right?
Yes.
So what?
I'm not from this timeline.
You
so
know what the Mandela.
I don't know what the
it
Mandela
should
effect
be
is.
from.
It's
should-
the Mandela effect.
No, it's the Mandela effect.
See,
named
you're on-
after.
The
Named
Mandela
after
effect
Nelson
has had an
Mandela.
effect on the
Nelson
Mandela
Mandela.
effect.
Because so here's how bad the Mandela effect is that I still can't remember which one is right. I believe he got let out, right?
Who?
Nelson Mandela, right?
Yeah, he
He
got let
became
out
the
of
Yes.
president.
Some people believe that he died,
died
in
in prison,
prison,
yeah.
and then some people believe that he got let out and he became president.
Well, no, that's actually what happened.
Yeah,
Well,
and all right, that's what that's what I remember. But I've heard it flip flop so many different times
Yeah.
because so many people are on one side or the other. It's like almost right down the middle.
Mhm.
That's the Mandela effect. Is that there are things that people remember from history differently. And
Yeah.
not just like I thought it was that way. It's like, no, I specifically remember in school being taught X, Y, and Z.
Right. That's what people, specifically remember. Like, people say that they remember the headline in the newspaper of him dying.
I do remember him dying in.
He did
prison.
die,
I remember it vividly.
Wait,
but not
no.
in prison.
Okay,
He
yeah.
after
No,
he
I
became
remember
president.
I
he
was about
was
to get so
he
mad.
died in prison, and then I was told that apparently that's not true.
No, that's not
But
true.
here's
He's the
something I
president
would love
of
to
South
get
Africa.
into. Who's in charge of all the Mandelas? Because I would love to gaslight the planet. Like, wouldn't that be the best job in the world? Like you get to.
I don't think anyone's in charge of it. I
No.
think people just argue online about what they remember
someone's
being false.
someone's putting pen to paper. There's a writer's room going on somewhere.
There's some weird shit going on because like there's the remembering history class wrong.
The fruit of the loom.
That you can. Oh, you do
Fruit of
know
the
what
loom.
it is. See.
No, I don't. No.
Yes, you do.
I was only
does.
saying that just to
You're
mess with you guys.
being
Anyway,
coy.
let's get back on topic.
So,
Sorry.
well, the topic is that right now.
Lindbergh baby
So
burger.
actually, okay.
Mandela.
What is the factual story with the Lindbergh baby?
The factual story, I believe.
As of
we'll get
let's
into,
do a timestamp.
we'll-
What's the
we'll
date
get
and
into
time
that in a
today?
minute, but before we get into that, I want to know what your biggest Mandela effect is. Like, what's the one that fucks with you the most? I have
It's-
one. I have one on the tip of my brain. So, what are you guys thinking?
Mine is Bernstein and Bernstein.
That's mine too.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one is real fucky for me.
The Berenstain
Yeah,
and
Stain.
Berenstain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steen or Stein.
Steen.
Berenstain.
It's
Some people say
Berenstain.
Stain,
It is
but
Beren.
there's no
But that's
A.
the actual.
There's
That's
no
the
but
actual
that
one.
is
Is
the
Berenstain.
appropriate way
That's
to
why
spell
it's
it.
a Mandela effect.
And do you know who
Wait,
ruined
hold
the
on,
Mandela
because
effect for
isn't
me?
the whole difference the placement of the E and the I? Isn't that what everybody?
It's Stain.
It's Stain.
But it's not pronounced Stain because
is
when you're
pronounced Stain.
speaking German, the E or
But
the
that's
I
not-
gives
but
you
that's,
what
that's
it
the
is.
but
wrong
that's,
version.
That's the Mandela effect.
The wrong
That's why it
version is
fucks
the
with us.
Steen. It's
No, the
prop-
wrong version would be the Stain because that's not how you would say that.
I know. That's
Okay.
why I agree.
Okay, good.
I agree, but apparently the real one on this timeline is
Stain.
Berenstain Bears.
That's so not right.
So do you know who I asked that question to? Because this was like a big thing when it was divulged to the
Yeah.
public. Like when we all were just
Started
enlightened
realizing it. Yeah.
And I asked Sue, Uncle Sue, shout out to Uncle Sue.
Love you.
I said, "Hey, you have a kid. Did you ever read this particular book with the bears to Jimmy growing up?" And she's like, "Which one are you talking about?" I'm like, "Just take a guess." And she spelled it the right way in the chat. So
Oh,
that
okay.
pissed me off. Because it's like, oh, she actually is. Am I not that observant? Like she got it right, and I
She
was
got
gonna
it
have
right
this whole
immediately.
thing. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have like a moment. Like
I
yes.
had those books as a kid, and I remember them completely different. There's a bunch of other ones. I also remember.
I remember my kindergarten teacher reading it to us, and she got it wrong. Like that's the part that's like mind-boggling.
Yeah,
to me.
or it might just be. It could. I mean, that one in particular, it could just be we're reading things wrong. Who knows?
Well, it could be,
You
you
know?
know, American English reading a German name and messing it up, which is
Them
possible.
bears aren't German.
But it's so common. Berenstain. That's like very German sounding.
In fact, when I was younger, I used to call him Berenstain because I thought it was like Frankenstein.
Berenstain Bears.
And
I
that's
remember
how.
calling it
That's
that
why
too.
it resonates deeply with me as to like this whole thing is so weird because
Steen and Stein is a common
Well,
switch
that's
up.
what I'm saying.
Easy.
Is
But
it's-
Stain is the uncommon
so
one, and that's the one
way-
that's true.
The way it's spelled with the E and I, it's either Steen with the E at the end, behind the I, after the I, or it's Berenstain with the I preceding
it's I
the
before
E,
E
or
except after
the E.
Mandela Effect.
Yes. So, I believe.
I believe too.
I'm
What's funny,
excited-
though, is-
I'm excited to get eaten up in some comments.
That's the three of us all agreeing that that's the one that bothers us the most.
Yeah, that's. I
That
mean,
is
we're,
that
we're-
funny.
maybe
I'm-
we're all from the same timeline.
I am so angry
That's okay.
over that.
No, we're
and
not.
there's really no reason to be upset about
We're
it.
not on the same timeline because Hugh didn't know who Imogen Heap is.
No, I didn't. I had never heard of her.
So coming back to the Lindbergh baby.
I love that we all roads back. All roads lead
all
back.
Lindbergh baby
roads,
burger
we just have
burgers.
to keep.
I'm
getting
just
back to
turning
these
into a
baby
lesbian
burgers.
at this point. I'm gonna start like doing chicks.
Real
within the
quick.
next 24
Yeah,
hours.
some of the big time.
The
Mandela
Monopoly.
effects.
I know a few. The
Uh,
Monopoly monocle
that's
is
one.
not true.
Henry VIII eating a turkey leg in a painting.
Oh, I've heard of
That's
that one.
never happened before.
No, that definitely.
No, there's not a turkey leg painting.
Mm-mm.
What?
There's not.
That's absurd.
He just seems like a fat man that would be eating a turkey leg, or you're from a different timeline.
I feel like I feel like
Luke,
I've
I
seen
am
it.
your father.
Well, that's a big common misconception.
No, the correct line is no, I am your father.
No,
Sally-
it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's 100% that. Go watch the movie.
I went and looked at it. Yeah,
That's an easy one to misconstrue. I would believe.
I think so. That's easy to misconstrue,
did
but
you mishear
but see
Luke
how
and
shocked
no?
she's so shocked right now.
No, it's always been Luke.
Oh,
I
let
am.
me put these.
Sally Field winning an Emmy. Never happened. A lot of people have this image of her saying they love me, they really love me.
Yes.
That there is
Never happened.
no point in history
No.
where she actually had that moment.
I don't have that memory, but I know people that do
I've
have
heard
that memory.
quote
Yeah, I've
so
heard that
many
quote.
And
times.
it's like her going on, they love me, they
Yes.
No.
No, it's never
my
Did
happened.
not happen.
And it's not even from a movie or anything.
Right.
I've looked it up.
That's fucking wild.
So, Luke, I am your father. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
It's
From
magic mirror, right?
Snow White's magic mirror, but that could be thrown up to bad sound engineering at the
Yeah.
time because it's from what, the 30s or something.
30s, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's another one? Oh, the Fruit of the Loom.
Oscar Mayer or Oscar Mayer?
Mayer. Wait.
Yeah, Meyer or Mayer?
Mayer.
It's
Meyer.
no, it's two
Yeah.
E's. Meyer.
Nope,
I know
it's
there's a
Mayer.
lot of them with logos. Like the
Yeah,
Target
that was
logo
Oscar
used to
Mayer.
be inversed. So it was
Yeah.
like red. I don't know what. It's like
Oh,
either
here's a
red or
good
white
one.
versus white and red.
Here's a good one: is the location of New Zealand. Where is New Zealand in relation to Australia? If you look at a map, you will see
The
that it's
southeast.
southeast of the country. However, there was a community of
I
people
thought it
that
was
claimed
above it.
to remember New Zealand being northeast instead of
Yes,
southeast.
it's
What?
above it.
No,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
always been on the
No,
southeast.
see, we're disagreeing. We're not on the same.
No,
timeline.
it's
I
always been
thought-
on the southeast.
I thought it
Because
was.
Tasmania is right beneath it.
I thought it was between Australia and Asia.
Nope, it's below.
You're just racist.
No.
Berenstain Bears? No, it's the Berenstain Bears. Shazam starring
Shazam
Sinbad
and
is a big one.
Kazam.
I
Yeah.
remember Shazam, like the movie poster, but I never saw it.
I remember, and Sinbad was in it.
Sinbad being in it.
But Sinbad was in Kazam, right?
No, Sinbad was not a genie in any movie.
See, that's
That's the Mandela Effect. He's never been
that's
a
a
genie
core
in a movie.
memory for me because I
That's-
remember him saying,
remember him
I
with a
am
turban."
Kazam.
No, Kazam was Shaq, I think.
All right.
Yeah,
But
you're just racist.
anyways,
Pikachu's black tip tail.
He has
Uh,
stripes on the end.
Yeah.
that one I don't.
Yeah,
eh.
Pikachu
I
has
don't.
black
I
stripes.
don't. Yeah, I don't. I never paid enough attention.
What are you
to that.
saying? His tail is naked? That it's just all yellow?
Mickey Mouse's suspenders and Steamboat Willie. Some people remember him having suspenders.
Yeah, he holds the suspenders. He
He
goes.
does
"Brr,
not.
brr, 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 brr," and he like flexes. I've seen him flex them. I remember it.
You have
Yeah,
remembered
there's
incorrectly.
he's just wearing shorts.
I don't like this segment.
I don't like this segment.
Let's gaslight
Yeah,
Lauren to
here's,
make her think about that there's actual Mandela
Sally
effects.
Field's Oscar speech.
Yep, there it is.
I can't. Children and
She-
I is probably it's the Jim Carrey's parody of the line in the film The Mask when his character utters the line, "You
Some-
love me, you really love me." But no, that was in. I always remember that being in reference to Sally Field.
Yeah.
Also, there's no. So Sally Field does win an Oscar speech, but
But she never
says that.
said that. Yeah, it doesn't exist.
That's so weird. Looney Tunes, Tunes.
That is a problem for me because
I
it was
always
always
remember-
OONS.
That was
It's
always
OONS,
Nope.
yeah.
No, but
Nope,
T-U-N,
tunes.
Looney Tunes, like tunes, like music.
Like, yeah.
Oh. I remember
Jiff or Jiffy,
Jiff.
Curious George's
Jiff.
tail. You remember Curious George having a tail or no?
Lauren's like, I know by Curious George.
By Curious George has
And
a
he
tail.
did have a
That
tail.
was her screen name on it.
By Curious
Yeah.
George, I thought he had a tail, but really he was taking a dump on my chest.
It was a
With a little yellow hat.
Aw, little raincoat.
All right, we can quit off of this. That's fine. But that's our point. Is that everybody has different memories of different things, and it's weird. So getting into the Lindbergh baby.
So what is the real story?
What does the Lindbergh baby remember?
So
That's
the
what
real
I-
story. The real story is yeah. So it's almost
You ask her, and then her eyes start turning into lights, and it's like high beams.
It's the Deadlights from Stephen King's Deadlights that are just
So-
Or it's
So-
like the Fifth Element
so
at
do
the
you guys-
very end.
You guys remember who Charles Lindbergh even is?
I'm not from this timeline.
Did he
He's-
make the wait? No, he made a dirigible, right?
Nope.
Oh, he sounds like a guy that would make a
He
dirigible.
does sound no. He's the first guy to fly across the Atlantic Ocean without making a stop.
So in my universe, he made an airship because
Yeah.
that's too close. That's way too close.
So yeah, and his wife was Anne Morrow Lindbergh. She was a diplomat's daughter, and he was an aviator who he did the first nonstop solo flight from New York to Paris. let's see. So this has always been like a huge case. Let's see. So the guy that it got pinned on basically was a carpenter. He lived in the Bronx. He was executed for the crime in April 1936. So the actual story is, I believe, without reading a little bit further. So when he was 20 months old, he disappeared from his bedroom in East Amwell, New Jersey. A wooden ladder, a chisel, and the first of more than a dozen ransom notes were found at the house after the kidnapping. So there was a ladder basically placed up to the kid's window that they used to kidnap the baby, and a chisel to open the window, but they left the ladder and the chisel there, which is always odd.
That's very
for-
JonBenet Ramsey.
Like you don't
The
have to
parents
be
did it.
very
You have to
smart
leave
to
something.
realize that you should take that with you.
Yes.
You know?
The parents did it.
It's always
It's always
It's
actually.
always
Did
the
she have a? Did he have a brother? Because the brother did.
Yeah, so always the brother.
No,
So-
that's the cover.
So there was a dozen ransom notes in total, and the family arranged for a $50,000 payment for the ransom, but the child was discovered dead 10 weeks later.
Oof.
So that's the real one. So a lot of people remember that they found him, and a lot of people remember that they never found him and that he could still be alive, but that's not the case. They definitely found a dead baby.
But okay. So hold on a second. Like, at a certain age, all babies kind of look the same. So, like, what
That's
if
true.
they just found like another one?
I mean, that could be.
So maybe they did find a dead baby, but they didn't find him. I'm trying to make these universes like collide so that we can have some.
Was it a dead
consistency.
baby or was it one of those like sideshow things? Because I know those were big back in the day.
Oh yeah, did they find him in a jar?
We're getting to that.
A familial,
We're
filamide baby.
You
Yeah, what it's
guys
called?
Formaldehyde?
you guys are you guys are guessing way too close right now.
That's because we're insane.
Yes. Okay.
Wait, are we the men?
Are
we
we
the
the
problem?
kidnappers?
Oh, no!
Lauren, stop telling
We're-
everybody.
We're the Lindbergh baby burger.
We're the Lindbergh baby reimagined.
Good God.
Remastered
Of,
in 3D.
based
So-
on a book called Push by Sapphire.
So
All right.
So when a $10 gold certificate, which apparently was a thing in the 30s,
Wait,
Well,
why
gold
are we-
certificates were currency, so you could replace that would.
you could
That
use
would be,
it as,
instead of
it's
giving them
ex-
like a thing of gold, it would be like this is also gold.
This is giving Willy
Yeah, so you could pay
Wonka.
for stuff with this. So a $10 gold certificate from the ransom payment was used to buy gasoline in New York. The investigators traced the car at the gas station to Hopman, who was the German immigrant, and they later discovered $13,000 in ransom bills in his garage. Money said he'd been asked to hold by a man who died in Germany before the trial. So apparently he has always claimed that somebody asked him to hold these bills for him, and it wasn't the full $50,000 either.
That sounds like bullshit to me.
It does sound like bullshit, but everything sounds like bullshit. So there was no fingerprints, there was no confession, and no explanation for how a solitary kidnapper might have orchestrated a toddler's abduction from a second-floor nursery on a rainy Tuesday evening.
Okay, as someone who has
was
actually
5
been
adults.
kidnapped.
There was 5 adults at home and a dog. So go ahead, you're kidnapped.
Well, I was just gonna say, like,
I mean, no,
As the Lindbergh baby burger.
I am the Lindbergh baby.
you are.
I don't want to say anything.
You would
about it.
be dead if you were. I mean, if the Lindbergh baby would have died of old age by now.
First of all, you don't know me.
I mean, that's not true.
No, I just
I do know you,
my thing is like
and you would be dead.
but the thing is like this sounds like something happened. I believe the same thing happened to the Lindbergh baby as Kate Middleton. The
What?
dad got a little too drunk, got a little too mouthy, and pushed the baby or the mother. Like maybe he was holding the mother, and like the baby died, and they had to stage the whole event to keep him from being held accountable for actually
Yeah.
causing suffering and pain
It's
and
the Ramsey family. That's what I've been saying.
and that's what I think
You
what
guys
happened
are-
to Kate
you guys
Middleton.
are guessing way too close.
Because
once again,
Kate Middleton just vanished off the face of the earth, and I firmly believe that William threw her bitch ass down a flight of steps
Wait, you
because
think
she
she's
got
still gone?
pregnant.
Because I think they saw her since then.
No, they
did-
haven't.
well, no,
No, they
they
have not.
haven't. They said she's got cancer now.
So do I.
All right.
Anyways,
Well, we're gonna have to do a different episode. On
so wait, there's a
that. Said
baby
you
in a
didn't-
jar
you,
and
you said
murdering.
you didn't know what to do for an episode tonight, and now you've veered off on 3 episode topics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't make him do the ADHD kid.
Don't
Don't
make me
make
do
him do homework. Everything in his
I'm gonna do
backpack is just papers.
I'm gonna do everything I'm not supposed to do. That's how this works.
So at the time of the boy's kidnapping, his father was a national hero because he made that first flight or whatever. But eventually, the article goes on to say that he would be known as a Nazi sympathizer. Or he might have secretly been in the Nazi party.
Because that's why he was going to Paris.
He
That's
was-
why he couldn't make any stops.
He was actually awarded an aviation medal by Hermann Göring on behalf of Hitler in 1938.
Oh.
So just to accept a medal from Hitler during that time or
Yeah.
any time is a huge red flag.
Well, I mean, could you imagine accepting one now?
Yeah, like Hitler gave me this.
That is the biggest red flag. That's a red flag over an auto, like a dealership red flag.
A wacky inflatable flailing arm
It's
flailing
a
red
holiday
flag.
red flag. What?
So
You
Lee's,
told us we were guessing close. I had not expected
so Lee's Perlman, a retired California judge.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. Okay.
She now
Never mind.
she now speculates this is she's actually been speaking she has a book, but she's actually been speaking about this to like professional like pathologists and what do they call people?
I have
that
a question. What if the baby was actually
don't fucking
cake?
guess. Don't get it is
The
it
baby
cake.
was cake. It never existed. The baby
That
was
the
cake.
theory. All right, that's the end of the episode.
He flew to Paris. Like, das ist
That
cake.
cake. It was cake.
Das Band war Schwarzwalder Kirschtorte.
No, so she now speculates that Lindbergh was actually capable of something way more sinister. She claims that he sacrificed his son for scientific experiments that led to the child's death.
What?
That's why I
That's
wanted to talk
kind
about
of
this.
cool.
Because this. All right.
The baby was cake, and
I'm
they.
leaving.
What if we have
Baby was
tooth?
cake.
The baby was cake, and we have toothpaste now. Okay.
And that baby went on to form the band ABBA. The song "Take a Chance on Me" was actually about his dad flying to
Knowing
Paris.
me, knowing you.
This is so fucked up. Okay.
We all hate
So
the.
No.
So this is a quote. I take advantage of the distance and time to treat the boy's father as a potential suspect in his kidnap and murder. Like all the others on the list, a fallible human being, not a demigod. Miss Perlman wrote in a 2020 book, "The Lindbergh Kidnapping Suspect Number 1: The Man Who Got Away." It's this theory that other Lindbergh researchers view with deep skepticism. She acknowledged that her findings were based on circumstantial yet compelling evidence about the crime scene, the condition of the boy's remains, and the research that Lindbergh was conducting at the time with Dr. Alex Carroll, a Nobel Prize-winning surgeon and organ transplant pioneer.
What? No.
So this was his boy, was the guy that was pioneering organ transplants.
Sometimes a sacrifice needs to
Wait,
be made.
So yeah, she shared this theory at a conference for forensic sciences.
But like, what was being transplanted, and how?
Well, she has a theory.
This is the definition of fuck them kids.
Do we?
Fuck them kids. Let's take out their organs.
Fuck them kids.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So what were? Okay. Do we have like the autopsy? Do we know what the damages were?
Well, it'll never be proven one way or another, Professor Gardner said, because they don't have good cases. There's DNA tests.
You mean to tell me they can carbon date a fucking mummy in the pyramids, but they can't seem to scrape together enough DNA evidence to figure this one out.
We can't find the liver of the Lindbergh baby.
So if so she's trying to get the Innocence Project to open up a case on this and provide like a DNA sample. Let's see. So
What was the kid's name?
well, she wants a DNA test for the person that was executed for this crime, who claimed his innocence to his death. Let's see. So opponents of wrong. So yeah, a lot of people are saying that this guy, the guy who's been dead, they should get a DNA test to exonerate him, even in death or whatever. So I'm looking for, let's see, a trove of records.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if the rules of like the living apply to the rules of the dead?
Oh, you're still in
this
jail.
guy's like burning in hell, and then all of a sudden he's exonerated and he's set free.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make an interesting TV show.
So Miss Perlman said she considered the apparent absence of blood in the woods where the body was discovered a smoking gun that proved that the boy died elsewhere. So the cops always said that the crime, that was the crime scene, even though it probably was not. The body.
I
was
also
probably
think
found.
those cops, I mean, first of all, cops any day are able to be paid off. And if this guy had money and there was some bullshit going on,
national
he could just
hero.
Yeah,
tell
he
the
was a
cops,
Nazi.
oh, look over here. Or
A Nazi pilot. Yeah, he had plenty of money. And then second of all, the cops are like, at the end of the day, the easiest thing to go is like, how lazy were these cops? Probably super lazy. Here's a baby, dead baby, probably happened here. Done. Like, it's like you might not even have to pay them off.
That's true.
Like, just laziness will prevail.
So she has concluded that there was a horrendous probability that the two men, Lindbergh and the organ doctor, removed the boy's organs in hope of achieving a medical breakthrough that might help Lindbergh's sister-in-law, who had a damaged heart valve.
What?
So he was willing to sacrifice his own child to help his sister.
He was
fucking her.
fucking the
He was
sister-in-law.
fucking the sister-in-law.
Well, by all accounts, there was probably something wrong with the boy that they kept hidden. Like he was maybe mentally disabled, or he had some health conditions or something.
And the Nazis would not see him. If he was a Nazi
Right.
sympathizer, he wouldn't see him as a full human, which is
He's not a full
disgusting.
human, yeah.
because
But
he's
that's
not
what
a
happened.
baby, it's cake.
It was cake.
It was cake
It was just cake.
in some form or fashion.
Oh my god.
That's the name of the episode.
The
Lindbergh
baby was cake.
/ it was cake. So she worked with the former judge worked with Dr. Peter Speth, who evaluated records from the crime scene and autopsy, which showed that all the boy's organs other than the heart and liver were missing. At the time, cops deduced that foraging animals had mutilated the body, but they're saying that there's no way that they could cleanly remove
They would
all
just
those.
pick and choose.
And that they would just pick and choose. Yeah.
So
the heart would be
question
ripped out
is,
too.
what happened with the sister-in-law? Did she have any sort of
how's
anomaly?
she
Did
doing?
she
I don't think it worked.
live a full life?
I think it was a failed experiment.
Mm.
Is what this
Man, I
author
would
is
love to
saying.
know what the sister's the missing piece. Did she die recently afterwards, from a failed experiment, or
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
she's
Or-
the one to ask?
Or the wife was taking a vengeance and killed the son because he was having the affair with the sister-in-law.
Oh,
But then why would she remove his organs?
Because she's
he
a
was
beast and it's cake.
You're the
No.
worst detective I've ever
No,
met.
check this out. He was working. Actually, it's the perfect setup. It completely. So she's like, I'll set this crime against this total stranger. If that doesn't work, I'll reveal my husband's secret workings.
Mm-hmm.
I've mutilated the body so it looks like it could be, and then do that. She put the blame 2 steps away from her, so if she had to, he would take.
Yeah,
the
no
bullet.
one would suspect that the mother would
Yeah.
actually mutilate a child, which
Yeah.
is the perfect thing to do. So everyone out there, if you have a kid
I
and you
kind of
want
like
to get
this
rid of
expert's theory, honestly.
I like it too. But if we want to get real dramatic,
So yeah,
about
Dr. Speth said the absence of vermin on the boy's remains and clues suggesting the child's face and one of his feet decayed more slowly than other parts of the body indicated that the body had been dumped in the woods well after the abduction.
What year
and
was
that
this?
Chemicals commonly found in laboratories had also been used.
Yep.
What year?
1930, late 30s.
So they wouldn't have
before
really,
just before World War II.
They wouldn't have really
So
been able to test for the shit that would have done
The
that.
science was not there yet.
But
Right,
the
that's what
anim-
this doctor is
yes,
looking at.
and the animals not eating it actually is a sign that there was something gross on that body.
They don't like cake.
So yeah, according to this
fructose.
doctor, Bruno could not have conceived of it and could not have carried out the murder.
Didn't
So-
the Nazis invent high fructose corn syrup?
They might as well
Probably.
have been. I'll blame them on me being fat. They can take the blame for that. That's fine.
So yeah, I mean that's basically the entire thing right there. Is just that they were trying to make a medical breakthrough and used a sickly child, as a guinea pig to try to remove a heart valve or something
Damn,
to help
that's
a woman.
some dark ass shit.
That is some dark ass shit.
Damn.
Be darker.
It's cake. It's all cake.
It's all cake.
It could be a little darker.
Yeah, I think it's mentioned in the article. I think I glossed over it, but yeah, they said that the boy's head was like really big, and then that could have been like numerous medical.
Oh, was
what's
he
that
hydrocephalic?
Yeah, hydrocephaly.
Yeah, like the theory is that like he probably wouldn't have lived past 10.
Yeah,
and
like
that's
was it
probably why
water
they were
brain?
experimenting on him. I don't know.
What causes hydrocephaly?
I can't remember. I think you're born with it though.
Yeah, but there's something. There's a condition.
What is it exactly?
Hydrocephalic.
It's when you have that big head.
Yeah.
You get the
Oh.
big
You get
over.
water
It's like
brain.
water brain.
Like Jay Leno.
No, well,
no,
yeah.
well, worse. You're
I think
you're
he's just
born with
retarded.
Jay Leno's head.
Oh God.
Yeah. So there's a fluid buildup in your brain, and it just like
Oh, okay.
and it puts pressure.
It
on
might
the
have been
brain,
something.
causes
It might have been
damage.
something like that. I glossed over it, but yeah, that is the whole episode, or that is the main topic of the episode. Real quick before we go, I kind of want to do a new thing, if you guys are cool with it, and like review like a science fiction or like horror or paranormal movie or TV show
I'm down with that.
at the end of every episode, because to be honest, the algorithm likes it. All hail the algorithm.
All right, let's do
hail
Sex in the City.
algorithm.
Let's just talk about Sex in the City for 20 minutes.
Have you
now.
seen Sarah Jessica Parker's donkey face? And tell me that's not a fucking demon with a wig on.
Oh, it's a mystery.
No, so I wanted to talk about the new show on Apple Plus, Dark Matter, and I actually read the book as well. It's from Blake Crouch. I don't know if you've read any of his stuff. I think it's kind of notable because it's one of the few TV shows or movies or whatever where they're letting the actual author of the book be in charge of the adaptation,
That's nice.
or at least in charge of the writer's room.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't know a lot about film production or whatever, but they're in charge of at least
the story.
where the story's gonna go on the TV show. So I thought that was kind of notable. Dark Matter is actually it's a story about.
Is it? Hold on. Was that the one where the guy discovers something and it like turns his brain, like he just can't like fathom what he's looking at? Or am I
Maybe
thinking of something
that might have
else?
been a trailer. I don't know.
Never
But
mind.
what this is about is and it's relevant to the episode. We're talking about the Mandela Effect. So this is about a small community college physics professor that has like basically a perfect life. He has like a son that's like teenage son and a wife that he loves, and they live in Chicago and everything's perfect or whatever. His wife convinces him to go out to a colleague's celebration because he just got like $1 million grant or something like that. And then you learn that he is actually kind of the genius behind that $1 million grant, and that he was probably like destined for great things but chose family life instead. While drunk, he gets kidnapped at gunpoint and drugged, and then when he wakes up, he is in a different universe where he is not married to his wife and his son does not exist.
This sounds like MK Ultra.
Yeah, and so he's like basically and so he's basically being held hostage by this company that supposedly he owns. And they were like, "You were gone for 18 months. How did you make it back?" And he's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And so he finds out that there's this machine that's been invented to traverse to paranormal universe. Is basically the machine. Well, at the beginning, they don't know what the machine does. It just basically puts a person in superposition, kind of like
So
they're
Schrodinger's
kind
cat.
of
they can be
everywhere.
anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're in all possibilities at once.
Mm.
So they're in superposition, and then they don't know what happens when people go into the box because he's the only one that's come back so far.
Oh.
Interesting.
So I loved the book. I thought it was really cool.
That reminds me of a couple things. That reminds me of there was a Japanese guy who showed up out of well, he wasn't Japanese. It happened in Japan, and he just appeared one day. And I think we talked about this at one point. He had a passport that was from a country that didn't exist.
Oh, I
yeah.
heard about
in a
that.
language that didn't exist, and he
Mhm.
was like talking about a whole life that wasn't there. So it reminds me of that story. And then the other thing that it reminds me of is the what is it? Is it the lamp story?
Oh, have you heard
No,
about the
what
lamp?
is the lamp story?
So
You guys
I don't
gotta
know.
remember.
No, well, no, it's kind of
ADD
nuanced.
kids.
It's basically you like focus in on one particular thing,
Mhm.
and then it triggers this whole event, right? And then you actually like are. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember.
Well,
the-
it's
exactly.
sort of that's part of it. So there's this guy. He's got this great life, a family, the whole thing, right?
It's like he goes into like a phase that never existed.
Yeah, he basically enters into a mental fugue, and I'll tell you how it goes, and then you'll see how.
Give us the quick version, but don't.
So he's got a great life, great family. He's sitting on his chair, just having a regular ass day, and he looks across the room, and he looks at the lamp across the room, and the lamp suddenly doesn't look real, like it's not in the right, like it doesn't look like things in the real world, like it looks almost animated, like it doesn't exist in this reality. And as he looks deeper into the lamp, the world around him that he's been living, that he's been living like a full lifetime of, dissolves, and he's in his regular, in quotes, reality, without the lamp, without the family,
Oh,
without
fuck.
anything.
Yeah, I've heard of people doing like drugs.
Yeah.
And then like imagining in a completely different
Yeah,
life.
so it's like a complete dissociation to the point of
That's
reality.
that's
falling
how
apart.
the TV show is working. He's like, no, this is all wrong. This is completely wrong. This
Yeah.
is like he goes to his house and like the furniture's decorated different, and you know.
But then it
Yeah.
also comes back, right? So then he goes after looking at the lamp, living within that experience.
I believe
and
I
then
bet this
that
story is what
ta-
inspired this book.
probably, and I believe there are versions because this has been told on the internet so many
Right.
times.
I bet this inspired the book.
Yeah, there are versions of it where he just chooses to go back to the family. So at this point, I don't even know if the story's real or if it's just an old
it's
copy
just
pasta.
It's a copy pasta folk legend at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
There's that's what I love about internet copy pastas is that they're modern folk legends at this point.
Well,
That
the
they're-
copy pasta is also the lamp.
yes,
Dun, 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 dun,
we
dun.
are.
But
the
who
lamp.
was the lamp?
yeah,
I am
Dun
lamp.
dun dun.
Yeah. Giving meaning to I
So
love
yeah,
lamp.
that's episode 42 of the Mysteriousnesses podcast. It was longer than I thought, but we're getting back in the swing of it, and we're having a lot of fun talking with each other. I appreciate you guys doing it.
Yeah.
I forgot to do the ad read, so I'm just gonna do it at the end because maybe somebody will buy something. We are sponsored by the Carey Cart. If you go to careycart.com, that's Carey Cart with 2 Ks, and use the code SP, you're gonna get $20 off a Carey Cart.
Oh.
So make sure you check that out. Also check out random-fandom.com. Bunch of fun T-shirts on there. There's new ones every single week, and there's always something on sale.
Also, goatsy.cx.
Goatsy.cx. Hugh's
Lemon
keeping that
Party.
up because we did figure out Hugh is Goatsy. We figured that out. We found
I could only wish.
I cracked the code and I inspected.
So
and
inside of
Hugh
the
is
lamp,
Goatsy.
If
there is
this
a
ever
goatee.
becomes a Mandela effect, I'm choosing the lamp because Goatsy is married. Goatsy wears a wedding ring, and I see none, so you cannot be Goatsy.
So
I will die on that hill.
remember to check out unholycomedyshow.com. There's still a few more tickets left. What is the date on Unholy Comedy Show?
The 21st or the 22nd.
The 21st or the 22nd
But
of
also
June,
the
right?
fact
Yeah.
that you noticed he didn't have a wedding ring on. You
No, he does
were
have a wedding
so
ring.
sick.
What do you
You
mean?
are sick.
I've seen. What? Do you not remember things you
sick.
see?
No,
Hey, I'm in the middle of an ad read here. Okay, check out careycart.com.
So am I. I get
All right,
commission.
We're leaving.
Goto.cx/something.
We're done. Okay, we're fucking done. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Check out somethingplanet.com. Check out Something Planet on Facebook. Check out Mysteriousnesses on Facebook. Check out all of our TikToks and Instagrams there at the bottom. I am your host, John Jay. That's Hugh Carey. That's Lauren Gray.
And remember, we're pro-choice and pro-lapse.
And pro cake. Pro cake.
Baby cake.
Get that cake.
It's
Baby
cake.
cakes.